All right, hello and welcome. This tutorial is how to create a vector file or a cut shape out of a more detailed image in Inkscape. So Inkscape being the program that we're using here today. So I've already selected a file that I want to turn into a cut image or a cut shape. And I've just chosen a logo. So let's go ahead and load that in here. So we're going to go to File, Import, grabbing this rooster. We just want to make sure that embedded is clicked. Everything else can stay the same. It should automatically do that for you though. Click OK. And I'm going to resize this guy here so we can get a better view of him. Awesome. So there is our rooster. He doesn't really have any background right now. If there's a little bit of background, that's okay. But when you're finding an image, try and find something that doesn't have a super complicated background. Otherwise, you will need to remove it yourself. So I've got my image selected with the selection tool. Selection tool is over here, just in case you need to know that. Next, we're going to go up to Path, click Trace Bitmap. And just like we did for our other simpler designs, we're going to go into this Trace Bitmap menu here. And this time, though, we're going to make sure Live Preview is clicked just to make it a little easier on ourselves. This will most likely be at 8. And what we want to do here, after making sure that colors is selected, is increase the number of scans until this looks really close to our original image. This is going to detail out all the different layers that are in that image. So if it's a really detailed image, if there's a lot of different colors, you might want to drastically increase this even more than 14. Just depends on how detailed your image is. So we're going to do 14 though. So I'm going to click OK. Exit out of the Trace Bitmap menu. I'm going to click and drag because our new layer is on top of the old one. This is our original image still here. We're going to move that out of the way and click back onto our new Trace Bitmap layer. So now I've got all these different layers here, but they're all grouped still. So go to the Ungroup button, which is located here at the top of the menu. Click that. Then click off of your image because you had all those groups selected. And now you'll be going layer by layer. So I can just click and drag and delete these layers that I don't want. You can keep them if you want. Like that actually would make a very interesting engraving image. But I'm really just trying to show you the cut file image. So I'm just going to keep dragging and deleting until I get down to a really basic shape without any detail, or with as little detail as possible. You can see, yeah, that would make a really nice engraved shape, super simple. And that looks like my final shape right there. So now I'm going to delete that guy. What I've done for every other shape that in here that I've wanted to just create a vector file out of, just going to make sure that my object is highlighted. If I want to add any internal cut files, I need to do those now. Object is highlighted. We're going to go to Object, Fill and Stroke. We're going to take out the fill, click the X button, make sure that we've got flat color on the stroke paint or the outline. And we're just going to make sure this is thick enough so that our next program can read it, but not too thick so that it doesn't read it as a double cut file. So let's go ahead and do 5. That actually looks perfect. Okay. We're still highlighted on our object, and then we're going to click Object to Path. You won't see anything happen here. It's happening on the file level. And then we're just going to save as an SVG. And that's it. You'll be able to load it into your Glowforge or other cutting device, and you'll be able to cut out this shape. And you can do this with some pretty detailed shapes. Like I said, I would just make sure that the background is removed. The more detailed of a shape you have, the higher number of scans that you're going to need in order to get down to that basic shape, just to get that outline of the object that you want. This has been a quick tutorial on how to create a detailed vector file or cut shape file from a detailed image that we just uploaded right into Inkscape.